Hi, I'm Hope. I'm a clinical psychologist in Hampshire CAMHS. Being a parent or carer of a child who's struggling day to day with their mental or physical health can be an emotional experience. The parents tell us that it can feel exhausting, overwhelming, frustrating, confusing, upsetting, anxiety-provoking and lonely at times. You may be a parent listening to this that can relate to these feelings. Parents spend so much time focusing on how to support and help their child's emotions that often there is limited space to acknowledge, notice or express their own emotions. It can lead to parents trying to be strong for their children in front of them, and as a result they try to hide their own worries for their future, hopelessness and sadness for when they're alone. At times, trying to manage all the emotions experienced as a parent can be very difficult, and trying to contain or put your own emotions as a parent to the side in order to put your child's emotions first can make that even harder, and at times it's not always possible to do this. Increasing awareness of your emotions can be a useful and important skill for parents who have children with mental health difficulties. Learning and understanding your own emotions better can allow you to be more patient as a parent. This will allow you to be more patient to help you deal with the daily stresses that accompany supporting your children. Identifying and understanding emotions can also make them seem more predictable and controllable. In turn, this means that the intense emotions will no longer take you by surprise, which should help make them less overwhelming. In the manual, we will introduce you to 8 steps to increase emotional awareness. Number 1, identify emotions. 2, understand what your emotions mean. 3, recognising the triggers. 4, identify your early warning signs. 5, accepting that it's normal to feel difficult emotions. 6, talk about it. 7, be on the lookout for emotions that feel positive. And 8, use a range of strategies in our manual to support you practically to manage your emotions. Although this may seem simple, lots of people really struggle to identify and label their emotions. In the Parent and Carer Manual, you'll see a feelings wheel, which can be a helpful starting point to try to identify your emotions. It's important to recognise that there is often a great taboo surrounding feelings of anxiety, sadness, anger and jealousy. This can make it really hard for parents to acknowledge certain feelings, and this can actually lead parents to feel secondary emotions, such as guilt or shame, if they believe they should not be feeling this way. Despite the taboo, it's really important we reinforce that often these feelings can be very understandable and appropriate emotions in the right circumstances, and are particularly understandable and appropriate in the context of being a parent of a child who is struggling. For example, as a parent, it can be very appropriate to feel sad about the challenges your child is experiencing, or to feel angry for the situation they are facing, which may feel very unfair. Therefore, try to avoid self-criticism around feelings that arise. Instead, be curious as to what might be driving these feelings and recognise when this highlights values of care as a parent and a desire to support your child, yourself, or your family. Mindfulness skills can be a great tool to help you to start to identify and notice your emotions in a curious, non-judgmental way. We often start to learn mindfulness skills by focusing our attention to our breath, our bodies, the environment or activities. Being mindful of emotions is a slight spin on the standard mindfulness practice that helps us to stand back from the emotions, understand it, not fear it or struggle against it, and it can have the added benefit of reducing the distress. Although the aim is to learn to accept the experience rather than lessen the distress. I would like to end this video by introducing you to a quick and simple mindfulness of emotions exercise. Set aside a few minutes when you can be quiet and won't be disturbed. Get comfortable in your seat with your feet touching the floor and your hands on your lap. You can choose to fix your gaze to the floor or close your eyes. Start by bringing your attention to your breath. Notice your breathing as you slowly breathe in and out. Perhaps imagine you have a balloon in your belly, noticing the sensations in your belly as the balloon inflates on the in-breath and deflates on the out-breath. Notice the feelings and what it feels like. Name the emotion. What is it? What word best describes what you're feeling? Angry, sad, anxious, irritated, scared, frustrated. Accept the emotion. It's a normal body reaction. It can be helpful to understand how it came about. What is it? The set of circumstances that contributed to you feeling this way. Don't condone or judge the emotion. Simply let it move through you without resisting it, struggling against it, or encouraging it. Investigate the emotion. How intensely do you feel it? How are you breathing? What are you feeling in your body? Where do you feel it? What's your posture like when you feel this emotion? Where do you notice muscle tension? What's your facial expression? What does your face feel like? Is anything changing? What thoughts or judgments do you notice? Just notice those thoughts. Allow them to come into your mind and allow them to pass. Anytime you find that you're engaging with these thoughts, judging them or yourself from having them, believing them, struggling against them, just notice and bring your attention back to your breathing and to the physical sensations of the emotions. If any other emotions come up, if anything changes, simply notice and repeat the steps above. Just notice the feelings change over time. Now slowly bring yourself back to the room. Open your eyes and notice the things around you. That's mindfulness of emotions. It's a great skill to start practicing to help you to increase your awareness of your emotions and triggers. Why not give it a go?